First up today, as usual, is going to be the 3v3 round. We've got Envy, our LCS team, going against Vision. That's Kinsey, Rodoko, and Beast Mode. They, they've had a bit of mixed results qualifying for this tournament in threes. A lot of the teams did struggle in threes in the qualifier because they ran into some very stiff competition. But you have to, expect that Envy, especially when this is their last game mode that they're still alive in, really focus up and get the job done today. And bringing you guys that action, as usual, will be Leaf and Lawler. So let me just bring those guys in here. Leaf and Lawler, first of all, do you believe in Envy to get the job done today? Do you think they can progress in the last bracket they're alive in?
I believe they can, but I have to root for Vision just because Rodoko lives like 15 minutes away from me, I think.
Oh, what,
so,
really?
I'm instantly biased in this situation.
Wow.
That's why it took so long to get into the lobby as he was knocking on Lee's door to give him some money.
Yeah, but
Wow.
I think Lawler, you'd probably have to agree too that Envy probably comes out victorious just based off paper.
Yeah, I've been pretty hyped about the whole like Rogue Envy additions with the roster changes and stuff that they've been trying out lately. I think it's a cool rivalry that we may see in the future, but a lot of it, I think, both these teams have a lot of upscale, a lot of potential to really make an impact moving forward, especially in Season 10 whenever that gets announced. So, yeah, my guess is on Envy pretty heavily.
Well, I'm definitely with you guys there. Envy the favorites here. Vision trying to stay in contention to win the entire thing. That would be an incredible run for them. They are certainly the dark horse here. But guys, without any further delay, let's get into the action. The first series of the day, Envy versus Vision, coming up very soon.
Well, again, for Vision, this is pretty huge right now. I mean, again, getting this victory over Envy keeps them alive in the 3v3 and in the 2v2. And keeps them in the points, which is going to be a huge win. Obviously, it's not going to be easy as a best of 7, so they have some time to adjust. I mean, we've seen that actually a few times of even ourselves reverse sweeps here because of the best of 7. Sometimes you have enough time to be able to pull yourself together and get things sorted out. But Envy is obviously going to be, I think, as their last chance in a bracket, wanting to take this one to at least stay alive in the Fusion tournament to the end.
Yeah, there's a big one. I think the thing I'm most excited about is because I haven't gotten to see much of him is Beast Mode. Very young kid, 14, who's been making waves, obviously, in the rank S kind of 6-man scene. So my eye is going to be on Beast Mode pretty much this entire game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Beast Mode definitely had his moments. During the qualifiers, I got to see him a little bit. And it seemed by the end of the series that I was watching, he was able to pull things together, but hopefully they can have that momentum early on. I mean, it looks like they're already starting an attack in game number 1 on the Envy side, who sits on the orange, but a little bit of overcommitting is going to be a nice throw down the field for Atomic, and first goal goes to Envy.
Yeah, just every single player sitting here on the left side of the field makes it really easy for them to punish, but that expectation, you see Beast Mode is the third man back. He does not expect his teammate to get pushed over the top. Puts himself out of position. An early goal here for Envy. With the start they're looking for, you're going to see Atomic move up into the midfield. Plays it up high, met by Beast Mode. He's trying to go for a dunk. Luckily for Envy, they are able to push it over to the side. Pretty neutral so far after the kickoff. Skinze pops it up to the top. Able to get another touch over. It's going to lead that into the corner, see if he can get the boost, but it's denied by Mist, who just backs off. So already seen that passive approach. One of the reasons why Mist is one of my favorite players to watch is just his decision-making on every spot of the field.
No, I think that's a really key thing that Mist brings to teams, and which is why a while ago we talked about wanting to be up on offense, but it's like a player like him and the brains that he's got when he plays this game, you need that guy to be the person that's supporting the other teammates. Although he can do damage up on offense, it's definitely important to have that guy in a spot that he can save your butt if need be.
Yeah, which is funny you bring that up, because the whole reason Mist came to this team is because he wanted to play more offense. He was sick and tired of not getting his name called out. He wants to move up. He wants to do some flashy stuff. And he's fully capable of it, too. We've seen him flip resets. We've seen him do some stuff that normally when you see in a threes player or a methodical playstyle, you don't get. But here he's again up on offense, trying to do something pretty as it goes off the backboard. You see him rotate out as Redo's just shadowing this on the way back. Pass play trying to develop. Stopped out by Envy and should be an easy clear as they play it over to the left-hand side.
This is, we're already seeing a lot of good passing plays. You saw that transition from defense up to offense before. It didn't turn into a goal, and that gave a chance for Rodoko to send one home, and we're at a tied game.
I'm actually really happy with that touch from Rodoko. Normally, most players, when they hit that, want to play it back inside to set themselves up immediately, but by playing it off that wall, it actually kicks out a little bit harder. Allows him to follow through with some momentum, so smart decision-making there from Rodoko. He's able to get a shot past a couple. Redo's going to be there to deny this one. Plays it out. Just over 2 minutes passed through game number 1. It's tied up at 1 apiece. Pushed in the middle by Atomic, met by Rodoko, but Atomic has the boost from the midfield. He's going to come in and challenge, and it actually allows Reynolds to deny that boost in the top right corner. Hoping to start that siege. Reynolds comes in from the mid, passes it over to Atomic, who has a shot down. It's going to go off the backboard as the follow-up there, just barely missed by Reynolds.
2.5 minutes in, we're tied. Envy versus Vision. This is a good start, I would say, for Vision. Not being down to Envy, the RLCS team. A lot of these players with a lot of experience. Great pass out front. Reynolds can't get the power shot, and Rodoko will be able to take that one away, but without boost, Beast Mode is going to have to pick it up. Now both teams trying to get past that midfield line. They seem to all be pretty strong on their defensive end, but the midfield can't be pushed from either side.
If you guys are just joining us, I want to welcome you to a beautiful afternoon. This is the last day of quarterfinals. As Johnny mentioned earlier, Vision still alive, actually, for the ability to take first place. But as for Envy, this is their last queue available. Been eliminated from the other two, so trying to hold on with what they can.
Important win for Vision.
Yeah, an upset here could do some wonders for them in the standings. But
well,
as we talked in the pre-show, everybody on Envy's side, and understandably so, but Vision's keeping it close, so don't come out just yet.
Well, this is exactly what I was saying before, and nothing's really changed over the past minute here. Both teams are having difficulty setting up offense. This actually might be the chance they need, though. There's missed on offense like we talked about. Able to do some damage and put goals away, and he almost got that double tap off the backboard touch himself. Enough boost to get to the net. Atomic gets blocked out by Beast Mode. And now the offense is finally in favor of Vision. The question, Envy. The question is, can they keep this offense up, or is Vision going to be able to get this back to midfield, buy themselves some space, and set up some offense of their own? This might be the chance they need here. Although the 50 goes to Reddles, he turns on that one quick. For the final 30 seconds, Kinsey, a desperate save to keep it out. Pressure starting to mount from Envy. Oh, all three players moving up there from the blue side. No punish from Envy, unless that goes down straight to the net. Beast Mode with the last, last second save. We are actually hitting puberty, I guess. 10 seconds left. Still a tied game. We might see an overtime in game number 1 of Envy versus Vision. If this touches the ground, the attack is not done yet. For Envy, one flick from Atomic over one. No, Kinsey gets a piece of that. And that is probably going to touch the ground as Reynolds lets it, and we're in overtime.
Good play across. Kinsey able to push it down. Brings it overtime when it's on their half. They don't want to risk it. The thing that I think has been impressive to me the most is a lot of these teams that aren't signed or aren't in the RLCS struggle with getting the ball out of their own half. And the one thing I want to credit most from Vision here is when they're on defense, relatively good job of clearing the ball. So should we keep themselves competitive, they're able to do just that and continue that. As Atomic tries to go for a touch, ends up going past, so it should be an easy clear for Rodoko, who picks up the midfield boost. He's going to bop that down. But a pass here to Atomic. Shot opportunity, plays it over the top, saved by Rodoko. Able to get it all the way to the midfield. Gets the ball right back to the other side. You see an Envy start to get more and more aggressive. Able to deny the boost, miss in the corner, goes up for another touch, seeing if he can get another, gets a third, gets a fourth. Can it go in front of the net? Atomic's going to try to take an angle, but Rodoko does a good job of getting in front of it. But still unable to clear. They're hoping for maybe another boost deny in that back right corner, and they should be able to sustain it for quite a bit of time as they pick up another midfield boost here. Saw Redo's heroics yesterday in ones, wasn't able to get the victory, but man, did he keep it close against the stud Magic Bear. See if he can translate some of those skills here as he goes up for a play off the wall, gets the second touch. No, he ends up missing it. Lucky Atomic's down below. In the minute and a half approaching, pretty neutral here. Oh no.
That's going to be a miss on defense, though. Not the way the Vision wanted this one to end, and that's just going to roll in off the wall. Reddles, credit for that one.
Just a mistake there. Just trying to jump off that back wall is Rodoko. And he comes in just a little bit low, so unfortunate for him. Not able to get the touch. Could have been the clear they were looking for, but Envy's going to take game number 1 here, and it's off to the start we expected.
Yeah, maybe not exactly the start we expected.
I mean Envy got to win. That's what I expected.
Yeah, so, I guess, yeah.
Very simplistic, yeah.
At the end of the day, they got the win, and that's what was expected. But the actual game itself was held close. We were into overtime in game number 1, and the only reason that overtime ended was because of that miss off the backboard. And, I don't expect to see that more, or hopefully for Vision, we don't end up seeing that anymore to keep the series close. So you never want to see a goal like that go in. You never want that to be a situation for any team to be the deciding factor. So I think it was kept pretty close. I mean, they were shutting down a lot of the offense. Envy had some scary moments. They were getting a lot of team passing plays out. And that's something that's very difficult to deal with as defense, because you have to worry about that cross pass going to a guy that you can't see right now and hoping that you can make those saves. So They've dealt with it pretty well so far. They just have to make sure they don't make those mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the 2 goals that they let in was the one where they cheat up on that left-hand side and got played over the top. He just got beat to the ball. And then the second one was a mistake on defense. So relatively clean play from Vision, which is great. I want to see them be as competitive as possible. I know these moments are more than just experience for them. They're trying to prove something, try to increase their own worth as well. As a team that is obviously unsigned, there's going to be eyes on them, especially with the results as they get upsets over big-name teams like Envy.
All right, into game number 2 in this best of 7. Game 1 going to Envy off an unfortunate missed touch off the backboard from Vision. They want that one back. See if they can grab it early on. Possession should go to Rodoko. Kensei with a shot. Rodoko up. Tries to get to beast mode. He sets that one back down, and Rodoko can't find the back of the net, and that will be cleared down into Vision's side. A bump, though. Physical play coming up for Envy. Atomic tries to open up some sort of scoring line. And that's going to be a touchdown. Beast mode should find the net. And there it is. Goal number 1 going to Vision.
My favorite thing about watching Vision right now is how they move together. When they're retreating or moving back onto offense, it is always with at least one other person. And you see it here. As soon as the ball goes the other way, there's 2 players already moving downfield. Get a pass wide open to beast mode, and they punish. So again, a great start here for Vision. But are they going to be able to hold on? Rell's going to turn out with it. He pops it up high, goes straight to Mist, who tries to put a shot on target. He gets pushed to the side, so able to handle the threat immediately. Kinze taking some time. He's going to pop it up on his own. Fortunately, the first touch is a little bit off. He still manages to get it past 2, but you have a defender there waiting, able to clear down the other way. Ball across the front. Rodoko with the in and out save, just blasts that to midfield, but it's met by Reddles. Weird approach here from Beast Mode, is going to pass it back the other way as pressure now by Envy over the top. To commit, ends up bumping Kinze out of it, but he's still going to follow it up. Fortunately, he runs out of boost. He's going to have to retreat back. Pass over to Mist. Mist with a shot, just barely missing top left. Good attempt, and that's where Envy's dangerous. The ability to play those high flying. Atomic or Mist is going to go up for it.
Yeah, that was...
Ball still in the corner. Shot on target, put away by Mist.
That was quite the clanger, too, before. And you look how fast these shots are coming out from Envy right now. This is going to be very worrisome as you're on defense and you're not moving like Kinze was. There's no way you're going to be able to get up for this a shot of that speed.
Especially sitting near post, nothing's going to stop the shot for Barry. As Mist rocking the respect for his hamster. Probably one of the things I shouldn't make light of, but it's still kind of silly to me. I don't know.
Like, F in the chat for Barry.
Pet's family.
F in the chat for Barry. 3 minutes left and we're tied up. Looking a lot like game number 1. And
Nice,
might turn quickly. into a play for Envy, but that play turned into a dud as all the defense get in front of that one. Rodoko tries to work with Beast Mode to get this one out, and they finally can send that one quite deep down into the Envy territory. And Reddles isn't able to get this out. The pressure surmounts now off the backboard. No follow-up from Kinsey. Beast Mode just trying to keep the pressure on. We'll see if that midline holds, and it's going to as Rodoko gets a touch. Up quick for that with 12 boosts left. Can he get the double tap? No. It's going to be met by missed anyways. I like to see this pressure continued though. Vision knows they have to do everything just to make sure that ball stays on the orange side.
Reddles gonna get a pinch. He has the shot for it. It's gonna go in. Reddles with a beautiful read on this back wall.
Yeah, that was quite the counterattack. I mean, I talked about wanting to make sure you have someone there always keeping the pressure on, but it does get to a point where you have no boost, and flipping backwards into the ball just to keep pressure on might not be the best idea. And unfortunately for Vision, they pushed up a little bit too hard, tried to dig for that goal. Eventually, they turned around on them, and Reddles is going to punish. And actually, that might make it all the way down, too. Off a demo, the ball is stolen away, and Reddles is just going to push this one for a third goal.
Yeah, I actually got smoke screened. I wasn't sure exactly how this played out. I just saw Reddles all of a sudden was downfield with the ball on a breakaway. It was actually his own challenge, so he wins the 50 heavily. And then his teammate gets a demo, so either way, if he doesn't get that goal, you know they're going to have an advantage. So seems like Envy's starting to heat up. Ball plays the middle. Atomic trying to go for the double, just barely missing wide. A counterattack opportunity here for Vision. Skinji tries to play this solo, gets one. Can he get the other? He's going to go for another fake. It plays across, but nobody's there for the shot. Atomic and Rodoko fighting over it. Atomic comes out on top, but Beast Mode sitting behind is able to play it back in. Fortunately for Reddles, he plays it up high and ends up going into the midfield, but this is there waiting. Seems like positioning can do no wrong. Reddles plays it across. Atomic there for the shot. They redirect it back. What a pass play from Envy.
This is what we expected. This is the gameplay from Envy that we were looking for. We saw the passing plays in game number 1, but they weren't fast enough. They weren't as clean, but now we're seeing every single one of these passes be connected to the net. A few were saved. That one wasn't. A 3-goal lead in the final minute in game number 2, and Envy is starting to power up.
So what I like about Envy, positioning very strong, but they can couple it with pass plays or solo plays. And then you get the creativity from Atomic going up for those aerial bumps, doing whatever he can to cause some disruption. So Vision has their plate full. At the beginning, they're able to keep it close, but now it's going to be that time to adjust. And Leaf, at this point, is there anything you can think of that will give them the edge?
In this game, I don't think so. They're going to have to recoup in game number 3. Honestly, a lot of these opportunities for Envy have come from great passes, but they've also come because Vision has been pushing up way too hard together. They need to have at least one person in a position that can get back if they get intercepted, like Reddles has been doing. That pass off the backward Atomic with that pre-jump? Are you kidding me?
So this pass was actually busted. Like he played the pass initially in midfield behind the player. He then dishes a lob, just tosses it up to his teammate. He follows it himself, and even though he doesn't get the double, Atomic pre-jumps it. Oh, that's gonna go on the highlight reel.
Yeah, that one's in there for sure. And Vision's not too happy, probably, knowing that they're already getting a beat down here, and that just put them in the coffin, but not for the series. They're still alive. They can bring this back, but if Envy's playing like that, you're going to need some of those plays of your own. And that, again, as I mentioned before, is going to start with not pushing up too hard when you don't have a good position to be able to pass to each other, when you're too clumped together. You just get that push forward, spread out a little more. You might have a better chance of not having most of these goals, in all honesty, scored on you. That one you couldn't do much about. The beautiful passing play center, not much you can do, but not much you can do about. Those other ones, there was a lot on Vision that they could have done to stop those plays, and that's just spreading out.
Yeah, it just surprises me still that they can make something out of nothing. That pass, when I think it was Reynolds who made the initial touch, it ended up going behind the player. Like, he didn't lead it enough, so what was supposed to be a give and go just did not develop. But despite that, they still make it into something, and I think that's what makes Envy so dangerous. I honestly wish, instead of Johnny throwing it back to you in my face, he was going to pull up the replay and let us watch that again, but then audio would have issues. We'd be super loud or something weird would happen. So
Can you?
probably,
This is a
probably a better
one-man
thing not to do.
production team, essentially. But like, don't put more on his plate, man.
No, it's not
I
worth
guess we
it.
do an admin too.
It was a good shot, man. I just want to watch it again. So I'm actually going to manually save that replay myself, so I can't. But
There
yeah,
you
it was pretty. But yeah, for Vision, man, uphill battle here. Obviously, moving on to game 3. A lot of it, like you said, is they're pushing up a little bit too far on the field. This is going to be the one where they have to make that adjustment where they can't play as fast as Envy, so they might have to slow it down and probably just, hold on to it a little bit longer if they can.
Well, as we head in to game number 3, game number 1 seemed to be pretty close. But then it seemed like we had some over-ambitious Vision members that wanted to get some goals quick, and that resulted in some push-throughs from Rettel that allowed them to get the lead, and then Envy also started ramping things up just overall as a team in game number 2. So game number 3 is going to be up to Vision to fix those mistakes, to make sure those easier goals aren't going to be scored on them.
Well, good recognition from Rodoko, sitting in net, had the opportunity to move upfield, but recognizes he's not going to get there first. Well, ball's down to him, and he's able to blare it out. That's what brings us to midfield. Beast Mode trying to go over the top. He's going to be able to get another one as he gets bumped from behind. Unfortunately, it creates a double commit here from Vision. And a big clear from Atomic, pushed up to the midfield for Reynolds, who plays it down, can get to it, saved by Beast Mode. And again, being able to attack from all angles almost reminds me of Cloud9 back in the day.
Yeah, no, those plays will always end up a highlight if they go in. And they're so hard to save, too, because you're coming from the far side, and that defender has no idea that you're there. Now, a minute and a half in, we've seen less goals in the early part of the game than we saw in game number 1 and 2. By this point, both teams had a goal in both those games. So this is looking a lot better from Vision. They're not pushing too hard. You see Beast Mode and Rodoko both looking to see if they can get back in the play, but being aware that they might have to get back to their own end. So good heads-up awareness. It looks like they've kind of slapped themselves in the face and woken themselves up here just to make sure that they're staying smart on the field.
The interesting thing about this as well is obviously Reynolds has been playing with them, trying out, or as Miss said, on loan, whatever that means. But again, this is not the official roster. This is just something they're doing as a trial period, possibly. But if results keep going like this, you almost have to consider it.
Well, they still have to a bit of the ways to go in the tournament, and with Envy still only alive in the 3v3, this win is desperately needed.
Yep.
Leave it alone. Sure. 2 minutes left. We're actually 5. 2 minutes left now, and still no goals scored.
You're solo for a bit, man.
Chat, why are you so immature? Kinsey with a shot deep down, but no follow-up. It's going to be a team pinch sent back down to the blue end. But it's not going to be enough to get them onto attack. There's a shot. Reynolds on the goal line manages to keep that first goal out, as it would have gone in favor of Vision. Kinsey trying to get the block. He does. Beast Mode with a shot on net. Kinsey looking for that physical play on Envy. He doesn't find an opponent, but the pressure's still on from the midline, and now it's into the corner. And we have a lot of shot opportunities starting to come out for Vision. Finally, they lose their pressure, but look how smart they were. They didn't stay up on offense when they knew they had lost it, and they got back. And they're able to stop any kind of counterattack from Envy, although it was close. We're still scoreless in that final minute.
Crucial touch there as well, able to get up in the midfield. Force someone on Envy, but a shot, and that's the frustration for Vision. So much offense and nothing to show for it.
Yeah, this is atomic. I think he just pinched that one. No, just power shotted that one up. Kinsey was ready. He had a bit of speed to it, but that shot was so perfectly placed to the far side that there's no way Kinsey's going to be able to reach that one no matter how fast he's going.
Plenty of minutes up on offense here for Vision and just unable to find the back of the net. A lot of it credit going to Reddles. Had the opportunity in the midfield to blast it, but instead he takes a small touch past one and then flicks it past another to gain himself a midfield boost. And Vision was doing a great job. They had all the boosts in their favor, and the rotations were clean. They were even hitting some back passes to make sure that the player could clear it back in. But again, all it takes is one, and the efficiency from Vision just has not been there. It's clear down the midfield. 15 seconds remaining, needing this one. Otherwise, we're going to see Envy on match point. Plenty of boost from Miz, able to put it around, blocked by Kinsey. Another shot coming from Reddles as he tries to play it up to a backboard with Miz waiting, almost gets a crazy shot. And like that, the ball's going to hit. No, they're going to keep it up. Atomic plays into the midfield. Chance from Vision, a shot across saved. Can anybody get there in time? Miz gets it across and drops it down. We are now on match point here in our best of three, or our best of 7 in our 3v3. Last ditch effort here for Vision. Gonna be tough, man. Reverse sweep, we saw it in the first day, man, but it's looking kind of unlikely.
That's such an odd shot. The one we saw there, I believe, that was missed off the backboard.
Dude,
that's one of those ones
waiting,
where you're in a casuals and you're already stomping on some people, and you're like, "Hey, I'm on the backboard. You see me? You see me?" and you just wait there, right? Because you know your two other teammates. Yeah, the do that when you're only a goal up is showing a lot of confidence from Envy that they have this series in the bag, and confidence is extremely crucial as a skill in Rocket League. Because you have that confidence, you're going to be able to go for the ball without hesitation anymore. And Vision is still trying to figure out what they need to do to break through. You mentioned it, they were on offense for so long and had absolutely nothing to show for it. Shut out in this game. Something has to change, and they're still trying to figure it out, whereas Envy is just feeling good right now.
Yeah, I think the difficulty is they're a little bit too direct in the way that they approach offenses. A lot of time it goes into the corner and then plays across, but they need to cut that out. They need to kick it to middle as quickly as possible, because with all that pressure they're creating, you know those guys are sitting on the goal line, so there's gonna be some opportunities in front of the net. So unfortunately, Chad is still having some fun with the thing that took me out of the play for a little bit.
Yeah, but I thought we were 12-year-olds. They're actually 5.
I mean, they're having fun, man. Let them do their thing. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a tough one. But a lot of it, just an infield pass, even if they sprinkle it in here and there, they could find some opportunities. So far, I mean, they're trending in the right direction. They are applying a lot of pressure. It's just they give up the one, and it's all over from there. So match point here, do or die. With this, they could be eliminated, and their chances of taking that top spot are going to be diminished. They find themselves on offense here early. Atomic pops it up. You see Rodoko and Beast Mode go up, but Beast Mode calls him off. Has the ability to take a second touch here as it plays in the corner, but a little bit too easy to defend for Envy. This comes back in the middle. Big clear from Reddles is going to play it down. Goes straight to Kinsey, who gets bumped by Atomic. You see him take that midfield boost and rotate right back in. You see Miz staying patient in the backfield.
Yeah, he knows. He didn't need to move up there.
1v3. Oh, no.
Is he going to go for the demo? He tries.
Yeah,
there's honestly no other option than doing that, too.
Yeah, he could have went for a flick, but defender had a pretty good angle on it, so good break check. It's just, you need somebody else. When you're in a 1v3 like that, Reddles has to find a way to slow it down so his teammate can come in for the demo. But you see a demo here, and good save by Kinsey, but unfortunately pops straight in front of his net. Luckily, the rotation from Rodoko, able to get a touch on it. Plays cross, second touch here. Trying to get some boost as he comes across. Might be looking for a demo. It's not there. Wide open opportunity. Rodoko tries to play it to the right for a pass, but his teammate actually rotates out.
First minute in, there's physical play, and maybe that's exactly what Vision needs, and they realize, okay, well, if all our shots are getting saved, let's maybe take someone off the field and see what happens when we take a shot. So we'll see if that physical play keeps up. I'm sure if they have the opportunity, they're going to. Exactly it. Even on the rotate back to defense, you're seeing it now. Still scoreless, so this might be the play that Vision needs for a reverse sweep. I still say it's not going to be an easy fight. But I'm excited to see if they can at least squeak a few here from this strat.
Dangerous positioning here from Envy, all three in the corner. And low on boost, so this is an opportunity for Vision. The shot comes across, saved by Reddles. Expect him to sit on this one a little bit longer. No, he actually just pinches it past. The second time he's done that. He's able to relieve any immediate threat. He plays it across, and it goes back to the other side. So now we find Envy on offense. Ball played in the midfield. Atomic's going to be on it. See what he does with it. Plays it all the way across to Miss, who has it. And actually misses. Hit him an opportunity for a double touch there off the backboard, but now hits the other way. Ball played in the midfield, pushed by Atomic. Over to Reddles. He pops it over the top. Able to get a second touch, plays past one. Miss able to get this one. Can he get it with the double touch? He plays it low, but it ends up getting caught on the backboard. Clutch defense here by Vision to keep it away.
Yeah, I think he was
pass in the mid.
I think he was going for that the pass off rather than the shot, but as you said, great defense from them. They converted that into a shot, but then of course great defense from Envy on the other side. We still sit scoreless. We're past the halfway mark now. One goal will buy Envy a win in the bracket. One goal will start the journey of the reverse sweep for Vision. Kinsey's going to miss that pass center, so possession goes to Envy, and they're slowing the pace down hard right now. Mostly because Reddles has no boost and he can't speed the play up. And they won't be able to get it past that midline. Kinsey try to set up a play off the backboard. Beast Mode will have to pull it up from the midfield. Kinsey on a smart rotation is able to get a nose on that one and send it back into the orange side, and let's see if they can get an attack now. I wonder if the physical play is also going to come out. They can get possession of the ball, but that's going to be the first step.
Seems like a lot of the possession is swinging in Vision's favor as he's able to get it over the top. You saw Envy trying to do whatever they could to slow the pace because they were a majority of the time getting beat to the ball and having all their boosts taken. You see it there again from Rodoko. But unfortunately for that, they're not able to get to the ball first. And they get punished. So with 55 seconds left, the best position Vision's been in so far. And again, like you said, trying to start that quest for the reverse sweep.
A lot smarter boost grabs. A lot better midfield control. Vision's got some moves in their playbook right now. And they didn't even have to do it off the result of any demos and physical play. They just have to be super smart in these next 30 seconds to make sure they don't try to push too hard for another one. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Just hold on to this lead. And actually, that's going to be an overcommit from Envy. And Radoka's going to grab a second one for Vision as he finds no one home.
Just a mistake there by Atomic on the back end. He ends up missing that touch. Trying to go for that 50. Probably wants to fake challenge that anyway because Rodoko has the angle. It's probably going to pinch towards his net anyway. But because he commits, leaves nobody back. With 24 seconds left, we're going to see a fake kickoff. See if they can make up for it, but it gets read immediately by Beast Mode, who shoves it back down their throat. So we go back and forth. 13 seconds remaining. Envy needs one here quick. See them setting the house ball played into the corner. Mist able to go up. Atomic's there. He plays it down to Mist. Mist trying to go for a double. Plays it over one. Plays it over two. It's going to drop straight down. Atomic not even able to get that one. As Envy is going to hold on here. Congrats to them. They get their first game on the board. And we go to another game in this best of 7.
Johnny, did you write another reverse sweep into the script?
Yeah, let me look my notes.
Because Vision grabs that one pretty confidently. We did see Envy obviously get a little bit desperate in that final minute to try to just end this series now, which you can't blame them. You have to do that. I mean, if Vision was down, they would have had to do the exact same thing as well. So you can't blame him for that, and that extra goal at the end was a result of that. But the first one from Rodoko was a beautiful touch of the sidewall to himself. He held that midfield himself while his teammates got some boost. They came back. They would have been ready for another attack had it even been in a 50. So Vision playing a bit smarter. The physical play is entering, but it's not been the result of the scoring themselves.
Yeah, the things that I was asking for them to do there are starting to work in, and because they're able to play, I think they finally adjusted to the pace of what Envy came out with initially. But yeah, I mean, they started adjusting and playing a lot faster, which was great to see. But now that they're starting to control that boost, you can see how much Envy's grouping. And by just passing the ball across field, it's creating those opportunities and those shots. Even some of the pass plays that are getting shut out. It's still the fact that they're working them in, and it's something that it's conditioning Envy that they have to be wary of.
Not gonna lie, I'm so conditioned. I almost joined a ranked match there. But yeah, no. Vision is adjusting, and this is the best thing about a longer series like a best of 7 is that you have that time. It would have been over if it was a best of 3, right? Envy took those first 3 games, not game 1, but the rest of it pretty handedly. So now we're seeing Vision starting to adjust. Envy's still probably the favorites if they just kick this into gear. Vision's not perfect yet, but the more time that Envy gives to Vision in this series, the more chance that Envy or that Vision is going to be able to pull this actual reverse sweep off.
Well, it would have been over if it was a best of 5 too, but that's not what we're here for. It's a best of 7 here in our single elimination bracket as a shot and pass play develops immediately by Envy. Coming out aggressive, and that's something that I think they need to do. Controlling the pace is where they do best. Vision has not made it easy as ball plays across. Rudoka's end up missing. So Miss is able to get the boost and the play across as he goes off the ceiling. He's going to follow this one all the way across. Could be dangerous as Reddle's the last one back. He's going to make a great save off the backboard and play it across. So able to alleviate that pressure. We now see Vision back on defense.
Kinsey pops that one towards the net. It's going to be quite an easy push to the side for Envy, but it does buy the pressure that Vision wanted. Beast Mode has to be very careful now. He's the last one on defense. When you got Mist chasing you down, you want to be super smart about what you're going to do with that ball off the backboard. Played it right, and they end up back down on Envy's side. Envy doing everything they can to get out of their own end, but they just keep losing possession. And a shot there. Rodoko tries to find
Reddles.
the spot, but as you said, Reddles flies across the net, gets a save there, but doesn't look like the attack is done quite yet. Beast Mode can turn this around quick.
Reddles just plays that really well. He's actually following it back through rotation and cuts it because he recognizes that at this point I'm in a good position. I did make a save, so he jumps across to make the first one and then pre-jumps the second based on where he thinks the shot is going to go. He's able to make 2 heroic saves as the ball plays in the mid. Atomic has a chance here. He's going to put some power on target, but Kinsey is already waiting. It's dished right back towards the net. Rudoka's going to have to play it into the corner. Desperately needing boost here is Vision, and this could be an opportunity for Envy. So Reddle straps the ball, ends up popping high. He's going to dish that over to Mist, who plays it across to the left. Possibly thinking Atomic may have been there for it, but they end up throwing away possession. Ball in the middle of the net gets played over to the center, but Beast Mode's already there waiting, plays back in the midfield. And Vision's aggression just sitting and piling on as they're trying to find something. And they found themselves in this position so many times before. But would this be the time that they finally get the goal?
They just have to be very careful because they are pushing up very far. I think it's because they know they've been able to get some boost steals, because you do see eventually when they couldn't get one, Rodoko moved back, right? So, but they were getting a little bit pushed up too far, and a hard clear could have been an open net for Envy. So it's nice to see Vision is playing it smart from that offense now. Oh, that should be a shot. Far side, no. On his way back. Defender's able to get the save for Vision.
It's a great touch by Reddles. He's able to get it up. After that initial pinch, it is what it looked like. But at this point, both teams having a hard time getting through the defense of one another. Ball played in the midfield, nobody's there. Miss is going to pop this up high. Nobody going for the demo because Rodoko has to make the save anyway, but he sits and waits on the backboard. A little bit risky, but trusting his teammates to cover below. Ball plays across. Kinsey trying to make a touch on it. He ends up faking it out, but Atomic gets the read, plays it back to Reddles. He plays it up high again. The benefit of playing it high like this is it's just so many times that if the team wants to make a save, they have to go up and expend that boost. And when you're controlling both mids, creates a good opportunity, but it looks like Vision's actually going to be able to get out on this one. So handling the threat relatively well. It could be another close one, as we saw last game, where Vision scored with only 55 remaining.
And 2 people up there on defense going to waste a lot of boost, actually. Vision can control the midfield here. They should have a pretty fun time on offense. And they're going to look for a passing play right now. There it goes straight out to Kinsey. Exactly what I just said. They looked for, they found, and it was the back of the net, the final minute here. And they continue this reverse sweep dream alive.
Just really good job here on the back wall as well by Beast Mode. Just taking his time on that pass. all he's trying to get is that last defender to just bite. He needs him to move out of position. And as soon as he does, he sweeps under it, scoops it up, and plays it past. Makes an easy shot and goal here for Vision. So very reminiscent of the last game, like I mentioned. 55 seconds left is when they scored last time. They were able to get a second to put it away, but plenty of time left still on the clock as Envy poises up in midfield. Tomic's able to play it in the corner. Big mistake there. As Barry's just trying to apply pressure by Barry. Is the last name I read. It's actually missed. Doing it for Barry.
Barry's here in spirit. He's going to need to do a little more right now, though, because they are down.
A little off topic. I know it's an important moment, but did you see the Reddit post about people being like, pros need to keep their names the thing that they are? That's why.
Because Lawler can't read.
Exactly.
We'll see if they get at least one more here. They just have to play it smart. And if they do, they can hold the lead, but that almost destroyed their chances. 1 second left. They just need this to hit the ground right now, and we will head into the next game with a Vision grabbing a second win in the series, meaning they're 2 away from a reverse sweep. And now, Lawler, I'm going to ask you the question you asked me about Vision. What's Envy have to do? Because at this point, in my eyes, it just seems to be like they're out of a lot of boost. Is that it in your eyes as well, or is there something else Envy really needs to gather themselves together on here to take Vision down?
A lot of it, I think, is just Redo's doing whatever he can to keep them in it. I think someone else on Envy really needs to step up. And I think the easiest way for them to do that is a solo play. I haven't seen many solo air carries or dribbles or anything else. So if they work that in, it's going to make it easier for the other players to get into a position to capitalize. And you know that one of these players, specifically I think Atomic, I think is a good shout, has the capability to win a individual one-on-one in the air with a flip reset, whatever it may be. So I think if they work in some solo plays, it's going to open up the field.
Okay.
And then if they couple that with some demos, it could be a really good option for Envy.
Go for the highlight reels, Envy. You heard it here. Do it. Don't worry about any kind of structure. Solo plays. Because, Lawler, you are right that these guys have that individual skill to do that. And,
right.
But I do believe, again, what I mentioned before is that they haven't been able to, probably because of the lack of boost. I feel like Vision's doing a pretty decent job right now of starving them when Vision is on offense, and they also know when to back off. Those two things in combination is causing a lot of problems for Envy and stopping them from a lot of those solo plays as well.
Exactly why they need those solo plays, though, is because if one does have the boost and is able to go for it, it's going to buy time for those other boost pads to get kind of respawned in. So here's see what they'll do. Maybe we'll have a high-flying double touch coming out, but we haven't seen anything like that in a while. This Vision has done a pretty good job of stopping it, like you mentioned, controlling a lot of that boost in the midfield. Aggression again from Envy right off the bat, gets pushed right back and then sent the other way. So some ping pong with a shot there, and it's going to start off great for Envy. The first time it's happened in a while.
What a beautiful touch from defense all the way to offense. Atomic keeps that speed alive off the crossbar, and it's finished off by Mist himself with just a perfect placement. All 3 players on Envy getting a beautiful moment in that play.
Able to work across the field, like you mentioned, a full clear, but he plays it to the left-hand side, which forces players to jump. As he goes back across, trying to get that same position on the goal. Just barely misses it out. This ball gets cleared away. Going to have the guys back on defense. Med in the midfield. Mist has plenty of boost to get up and above this, so he pinches it back and across. Something Reynolds has been doing quite a bit. Just been holding onto the ball, going for a little bit more of those dribbles, that ones from the other day. Showing a little bit here, just that patience as another shot by Vision gets pushed away by Mist. Here comes the boost tonight. Kids are pulling another one from the corner as they move their way downfield. If they can push this back on offense like they do here, it could set something up.
You also see Envy starting to go for the same thing, though, and physical play, too.
Just bumps them out of the play altogether. Tomic's done that a couple times now.
But this is smart. I mean, like, if you can't get your own boost, get your opponents. Envy's doing the exact same thing. That's what want them a little more space on the field now. If they keep that up, they could shut down this reverse sweep from Vision. They are up 1 in this game, but Vision, the way they're looking right now, has every opportunity to pull this back if they get one good drive on offense. Mist was looking for the solo plays you're talking about, but he backs off. In favor of Reddles, Atomic too far back is going to lose possession for his team as it drives deep into the orange, and now Vision. A chance to employ that strategy they've been employing this whole time, and that's put on a lot of pressure, steal all the boost, and hold that midfield. But it looks like they're going to lose that quickly. As Kinsey comes out of nowhere and takes Rettle off the field. Rettles.
Been a lot of really good decisions here from Envy as well. Even on that rotation back, the decision to go for that aerial demo. You see missed with the in and out, just hits it to keep possession going, but there's a player who's rotating into the play and he doesn't have any boost, so they leave the midfield boost as he dishes it back because they know that player is going to be able to get the back corner boost as well. So good calls and good communication coming out here from Vision as they find themselves back on defense. Rodoko's going to pinch it up on the back wall. He's going to try to go for a big clear, but you know, Envy's going to be sitting there waiting. They played across. It's going to actually bounce back to his teammate. Atomic's able to get a 50. But everybody from Vision already there waiting. They get plenty of players to follow up. This one lofts high. Big clear. Looking for Envy. See if they can get this out. Unless Beast Mode has other plans. Plays it in the corner. Seeing if he can get another touch mid. He ends up missing it there. So the ball pops up high again. This back wall has been goes pretty much home for this entire game.
Yeah, with 2 minutes left, they're going to have to start getting themselves together on offense a bit more. Envy's been a bit of the result as why Vision hasn't been able to stay on offense a while. They've been doing a lot better with their boosts and a lot better with their touches, just getting them past that midfield and making sure that anybody that is set up on Vision's side at midfield isn't going to be able to get a touch on it. So it's been a much harder time for Vision to do what they need to do on offense. But they're going to have to because it's do or die at this point. They'll be out of the 3v3 tournament. They can't get 2 more goals in this game.
Thing that does worry me though, Mist has been a little bit hesitant on some of his challenges where he's been watching instead of going. So far hasn't been a problem just yet, but something that they might be able to exploit as he goes up here. He ends up pinching it back in the midfield. Atomic is going to pressure. Those are the ones where I'd like to see them wait based upon where the ball is and 2 defenders in net, but just trying to apply any pressure they can to keep Vision on their half. Atomic taking it a little bit slow, trying to pass that mid. Nobody's there. He does get a piece on it. A shot opportunity just barely missed by Kinsey.
Really dangerous push forward. I'm not
so many demos.
sure why Envy was doing that. They're up a goal and they're pushing hard. A pinch almost went out and was in a goal for Vision. I know they would have loved for that. You mentioned physical play coming out. That's Vision's going to have to go for absolutely everything right now. 10 seconds remaining for them to stay alive, for the reverse sweep to happen. Envy trying to shut that down to keep themselves alive in this 3v3 bracket. If they can get this ball on the ground, that'll be it. A flick up, though. Miss puts that forward. Rodoko tries to keep it in the air. Rettles gets his face in the play. It's still going to be alive. Beast Mode sends it back to midfield. Atomic trying to kill this so desperately. It hits the corner. Rodoko can keep that one up, but boost is starting to drop for everyone here. Rettles wants to set it straight down. And the one to set the pace at the beginning, Mr. Rentals, ends this entire series for Envy and keeps them alive in the 3v3. Vision is done. We'll have to try again in another bracket.
Unfortunately for Vision, their chances of taking that top spot have now been diminished, but still alive, like you said, in other brackets. As for Envy, this is their only one, and they're able to move on. They're going to be playing against, if I can take a look at the bracket, Rogue up next. So the rivalry that I've been hyping and the one that I've been most excited about, I think, in this offseason, we're going to get to see next time. So really looking forward to that match, but Envy making the proper adjustments, trying to slow it down, doing what they can, and they hold on to the victory. Someone in chat called it right after game 3. It's like it's going to go 4-2. So whoever that guy is, shout outs to you.
Yeah, one guy believed in a little bit of a push from Vision, and they're absolutely right. Vision, I'm just honestly impressed with Vision's adjustment here. I think this was great experience for the team. They're still alive in the 2v2. They're going to face off against the winner of Stromboli versus Affinity. But, they're still alive. They can still push forward. I think they're making a good name for themselves in this tournament. The fact that they were able to hold their own and make those adjustments against Envy was super fun to watch, Lawler. I actually enjoyed the series. You always wanted to go the distance as well. Stomps can look cool if they're in style, but having a very close series is always really fun to watch.
Yeah, great series altogether. Obviously, Vision gets some fans for themselves and trying to, like I said, increase that worth and that notoriety that they've been getting. So, yeah, I hope they keep it together. They keep pressuring and I'm excited to see what they do in the future. But overall, Envy moving on here. Unfortunate for Vision that they had to be eliminated this way, but it happens, man. It's pretty cutthroat in these single elimination brackets.
Go for the highlight reels, Envy. You heard it here. Do it. Don't worry about any kind of structure. Solo plays, because Lalo, you are right that these guys have that individual skill to do that.
Right.
But I do believe, again, what I mentioned before is that they haven't been able to, probably because of the lack of boost. I feel like Vision's doing a pretty decent job right now of starving them when Vision is on offense, and they also know when to back off. Those two things in combination is causing a lot of problems for Envy and stopping them from a lot of those solo plays as well.
Exactly why they need those solo plays, though, is because if one does have the boost and is able to go for it, it's going to buy time for those other boost pads to get kind of respawned in. So here's see what they'll do. Maybe we'll have a high-flying double touch coming out, but we haven't seen anything like that in a while. This Vision has done a pretty good job of stopping it, like you mentioned, controlling a lot of that boost in the midfield. Aggression again from Envy right off the bat, gets pushed right back and then sent the other way. So some ping pong with a shot there, and it's going to start off great for Envy. The first time it's happened in a while.
What a beautiful touch from defense all the way to offense. Atomic keeps that speed alive off the crossbar, and it's finished off by Mist himself with just a perfect placement. All three players on Envy getting a beautiful moment in that play.
Able to work across the field, like you mentioned, a full clear, but he plays it to the left-hand side, which forces players to jump. As he goes back across, trying to get that same position on the goal. Just barely misses it out. This ball gets cleared away. Going to have the guys back on defense. Med in the midfield. Mist has plenty of boost to get up and above this, so he pinches it back and across. Something Reynolds has been doing quite a bit. Just been holding onto the ball, going for a little bit more of those dribbles that ones from the other day. Showing a little bit here, just that patience as another shot by Vision gets pushed away by Mist. And here comes the boost tonight. Kids are pulling another one from the corner as they move their way downfield. If they can push this back on offense like they do here, it could set something up.
You also see Envy starting to go for the same thing, though, and physical play, too.
Just bumps them out of the play altogether. Atomic's done that a couple times now.
But this is smart. I mean, like, if you can't get your own boost, get your opponents. Envy's doing the exact same thing. That's what want them a little more space on the field now. If they keep that up, they could shut down this reverse sweep from Vision. They are up 1 in this game, but Vision, the way they're looking right now, has every opportunity to pull this back if they get one good drive on offense. Mist was looking for the solo plays you're talking about, but he backs off. In favor of Reddles, Atomic too far back is going to lose possession for his team as it drives deep into the orange end. Now Vision, a chance to employ that strategy they've been employing this whole time, and that's put on a lot of pressure, steal all the boost, and hold that midfield. But it looks like they're going to lose that quickly. As Kinsey comes out of nowhere and takes Reddle off the field. Reddles.
There's been a lot of really good decisions here from Envy as well. Even on that rotation back, the decision to go for that aerial demo. You see Mist with the in and out just hits it to keep possession going, but there's a player who's rotating into the play and he doesn't have any boost, so they leave the midfield boost as he dishes it back because they know that player is going to be able to get the back corner boost as well. So good calls and good communication coming out here from Vision. They find themselves back on defense. Rodoko's going to pinch it up on the back wall. He's going to try to go for a big clear, but you know, Envy's going to be sitting there waiting. They played across. It's going to actually bounce back to his teammate. Atomic's able to get a 50, but everybody from Vision already there waiting. They get plenty of players to follow up. This one lofts high. Big clear looking for Envy. See if they can get this out unless Beast Mode has other plans. Plays into the corner, seeing if he can get another touch mid. He ends up missing it there. The ball pops up high again. This back ball has been goes pretty much home for this entire game.
Yeah, with 2 minutes left, they're going to have to start getting themselves together on offense a bit more. Envy's been a bit of the result as why Vision hasn't been able to stay on offense a while. They've been doing a lot better with their boosts and a lot better with their touches, just getting them past that midfield and making sure that anybody that is set up on Vision's side at midfield isn't going to be able to get a touch on it. So it's been a much harder time for Vision to do what they need to do on offense. But they're going to have to because it's do or die at this point. They'll be out of the 3v3 tournament if they can't get 2 more goals in this game.
Thing that does worry me though, Mist has been a little bit hesitant on some of his challenges where he's been watching instead of going. So far hasn't been a problem just yet, but something that they might be able to exploit as he goes up here. He ends up pinching it back in the midfield. Atomic is going to pressure. Those are the ones where I'd like to see them wait based upon where the ball is and 2 defenders in net, but just trying to apply any pressure they can to keep Vision on their half. Atomic taking it a little bit slow, trying to pass that mid. Nobody's there. He does get a piece on it. A shot opportunity just barely missed by Kinsey.
Really dangerous push forward. I'm not
so many demos.
sure why Envy was doing that. They're up a goal and they're pushing hard. A pinch almost went out and was in a goal for Vision. I know they would have loved for that. You mentioned physical play coming out. That's Vision's gonna have to go for absolutely everything right now. 10 seconds remaining for them to stay alive, for the reverse sweep to happen. Envy trying to shut that down to keep themselves alive in this 3v3 bracket. If they can get this ball on the ground, that'll be it. A flick up though. Miss puts that forward. Rodoko tries to keep it in the air. Reddles gets his face in the play. It's still going to be alive. Beast Mode sends it back to midfield. Atomic trying to kill this so desperately. It hits the corner. Rodoko can keep that one up, but boost is starting to drop for everyone here. Reddles wants to set it straight down. And the one to set the pace at the beginning, Mr. Rentals, ends this entire series for Envy and keeps them alive in the 3v3. Vision is done. We'll have to try again in another bracket.
Unfortunately for Vision, their chances of taking that top spot have now been diminished, but still alive, like you said, in other brackets. As for Envy, this is their only one, and they're able to move on. They're going to be playing against, if I can take a look at the bracket, Rogue up next. So the rivalry that I've been hyping and the one that I've been most excited about, I think, in this offseason, we're going to get to see next time. So really looking forward to that match, but Envy making the proper adjustments, trying to slow it down, doing what they can, and they hold on to the victory. Someone in chat called it right after game 3. It's like it's going to go 4-2. So whoever that guy is, shout outs to you.